Hello, everybody, and welcome today to a reading of the Akshi Upanishad. So we're just going to dive right in. Then the blessed Samkriti repaired to the solar world. Bowing down to the sun, he glorified the sun by means of the science of the wise. Om, salutation to the blessed Lord, he said, the glorious sun. To the power of the eye, Om, salutation to the sky wanderer. Om, salutation to the commander of the army of light. Om, salutation to darkness, the excess of light. Om, salutation to energy. Om, salutation to light. Lead me from the unreal to the real. Lead me from darkness to light. Lead me from death to immortality. Of the essence of purity, the blessed one scorches the sins of the sinful. The blessed swan of the essence of purity is the prototype of the bound soul, the Jiva. Here rises the sun, thousand-rayed, existent in myriad ways, the life of all animate beings. I meditate on him who is omniform, compassionate, omniscient, ambrosial, of the essence of light, the scorcher. Om, salutation to the blessed Lord, the Son, the offspring of the infinite, the power of the eye, the flood of days, the flood, all hail. This, glorified by means of the science of the wise, the Lord in the form of the sun was highly gratified. He said, whichever Brahmana studies without break this science of the wise never contracts any eye disease. None is born blind in his family. Teaching this to 8 Brahmanas, one becomes perfect in this science. Whosoever knows this is magnified. Then verily Samkriti said to the sun, Blessed one, teach me Brahma Vidya. The sun responded, Samkriti, listen. I shall set forth the knowledge of reality so hard to come by which knowledge alone will you become liberated while living in the body. All is one, unborn, tranquil, endless, certain, immutable. See reality as spirit, be tranquil and at ease. The adepts know yoga to be the non-knowing of plurality, the spontaneous attrition of the object-seeking mind. Rooted in yoga, perform actions, or, averse to all actions, perform them not at all. Aversion is felt every day to inborn tendencies to act. Nevertheless, one tends to plunge into noble actions with gusto. Always one hesitates as regards the instinctive actions of the unregenerate. One never refers to what may compromise others, but attends to their righteous deeds. One does gentle deeds that pain none, always dreads sin and avoids all forms of sense gratification. Such a one's speech is informed by affection and love. It is lovely and fit with due regard to time and place. With proper thought, act, and speech, one waits upon the virtuous. Getting them from all conceivable sources, one studies the Shastras. Then one attains the first stage of yoga. Whoever entertains such thoughts as regards the crossing of transmigratory life is said to have attained the state of yoga. The rest are said to be just noble. Coming to the next stage of yoga, the Sadhaka resorts to the foremost scholars, well known for their serious interpretations of Shruti and Smriti, good conduct, fixed attention, contemplation, and activities. As a householder knows his homestead, so having mastered all that has to be learned, the Sadhaka comes to know the categories and doctrines vis-a-vis what has to be done and avoided. As a snake shed its skin, so sheds he even a slight attachment to external objects when intensified by pride, conceit, intolerance, greed, and delusion. With a mind disciplined through devotion to the Shastras, teacher, and the company of the virtuous, he truthfully masters the entire body of knowledge, including the secret doctrines. Just as a lover repairs to a spotless bed of flowers, from the second, he proceeds to the third state, styled non-attachment. fixing his steady mind on the truthful import of the Shastras, and busy with the recitation of spiritual texts proper to the hermitages of the ascetics, he expends his long life, seated on a bed of stone or a slab, diverting himself with ramblings in the forest, made beautiful by his placid mind. As a result of his meritorious actions, the righteous sadhaka passes his time in the delights of detachment, repeatedly studying the positive shastras. One's perceptions of reality become clear only in due course. The enlightened one, reaching the third stage, experiences this for himself. Non-attachment is of two kinds. Listen to the distinction as it is being drawn. This non-attachment is of two kinds, one general and the other superior. The general non-attachment is non-involvement in objects, based on the perception, I am neither agent nor enjoyer, neither sublator nor the sublated. Everything, be it pleasure or pain, is fashioned by prior deeds, or everything is under the sway of the Lord. I do nothing in regard to it. Enjoyments and non-enjoyments are dread diseases, possessions are great disasters, all contacts just promote separation, sufferings are diseases of thought. Time is ceaselessly fashioning all things, so the general non-attachment of the sadhaka who has grasped the import of the major texts consists in being adverse to all things and in not dwelling on them mentally. By cultivating this sequence of stages, the superior non-attachment, in the case of the magnanimous sadhakas, supervenes. It is said to be silent, repose, and quiescent, for speech and import have been flung away in the light of truth. I am no agent, the agent is God, or my own prior actions. The first stage that occurs is sweet on account of the satisfaction and joy that attend it. The sadhaka has just stepped into the sequence of states. The first is an ambrosial state. The first stage is an internal, cleansed birthplace of the other stages. Thence one attains the second and third stages. Among these, the all-pervading third stage is superior. Here the sadhaka has outgrown all proneness to imagine and get ensnared. Those who reach the fourth stage, after the dwindling of the nescience, through the exercises of the three stages, look on all things with the same eye. When non-duality is established and duality dissolved, those who have reached the fourth stage look upon the phenomenal world as a dream. The first three states are said to be the waking state. The fourth is called the dream state, and the mind dissolves like the fragments of an autumnal cloud. He who reaches the fifth stage survives, but as a bare being. Due to the dissolution of the mind in this stage, the world manifold does not present itself at all. Reaching the fifth stage, called deep sleep, the sadhaka remains as pure non-dual being, all particulars having completely vanished. Having reached the fifth stage, one stays consolidated in deep sleep, joyful, inwardly awake, all dual appearances gone. Looking inwards, even when attending to outer things, he appears always indrawn, being extremely exhausted. Practicing in this fifth stage, free from all innate impulses, one reaches, as a matter of course, the sixth stage, named the fourth, where there is neither the non-existent nor the existent, neither the I nor the non-I. With all analytic thinking gone, one stays alone, totally fearless, in non-duality. Beyond knots, with all doubts vanquished, liberated in life, devoid of imaginations, though unextinguished, yet extinguished, he is like a painted flame. Having dwelt in the sixth stage, he shall reach the seventh. The state of disembodied liberation is called the seventh stage of yoga. This is the acme of all stages, beyond words, quiescent, avoiding conformity with the ways of the world and the ways of the body, avoiding conformity with shastras, get rid of all superimpositions on the self. All that is here, the Vishva, the Prajna, etc., is nothing but Om. Because there is non-difference between import and expression, and because, as distinct from each other, neither of these two is known, the Vishva is just the letter A, and U is said to be the Taijasa. The Prajna is the letter M. Thus know in order, discriminating with great effort before concentration sets in. In this due order, the concrete and the subtle should all be dissolved in the spiritual self, and the spiritual self should be dissolved, perceiving, I am the Om Vasudeva, ever pure, awake, free, existent, non-dual, masked, and supreme bliss. Because all this objective world is pain in the beginning, the middle, and the end. Therefore, sinless one, renouncing everything, be devoted to truth. Think, I am Brahman, solid, intelligent, and bliss, free from impurity, holy, lifted above mind and words, beyond the darkness of ignorance, beyond all appearances. This is the secret doctrine.